Imagine living in a kingdom where every sunrise brings fear instead of hope. A land where mothers hold their newborn babies close, praying that soldiers will not knock on their door. The mighty river Nile flows peacefully through the land, but behind the beauty of ancient Egypt lies a kingdom built on fear, oppression, and suffering. The people have lost hope. No one dares speak against the ruler. His commands are absolute. His armies are unstoppable. His power seems limitless. But there is one thing even the greatest king cannot control: the plan of Allah. On this very land, where evil appears to have won, Allah is preparing a child whose name will be remembered until the end of time. A child who will stand before the most powerful king on earth without fear. A child who, by Allah's permission, will witness one of the greatest miracles in history, the sea itself opening before him. This is the incredible story of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him. Egypt under Pharaoh. More than 3,000 years ago, Egypt was one of the richest and most powerful kingdoms on earth. Its cities were magnificent. Its fields produced abundant crops. The river Nile brought life to the entire nation. People from distant lands admired Egypt's wealth and greatness. But beneath its beauty was terrible oppression. Pharaoh ruled with absolute authority. His word was law. His armies obeyed every command without question. Over time, Pharaoh became so arrogant that he claimed to be the highest lord over his people. Instead of worshiping Allah, he demanded that the people glorify him. Anyone who challenged him faced severe punishment. Among the people living in Egypt were the children of Israel, the descendants of Prophet Jacob, peace be upon him. Once honored, they had now become slaves. They worked from sunrise until sunset, beneath the scorching sun. They built cities. They carried heavy stones, their backs bent beneath impossible burdens. Their families lived in constant fear. Their cries rose to the heavens, but Allah heard every prayer. The prophecy that terrified Pharaoh. According to well-known Islamic tradition, Pharaoh learned of a prophecy that a boy from the children of Israel would one day become the cause of his downfall. Fear entered Pharaoh's heart. Instead of trusting in his own strength, he chose cruelty. If one child can threaten my kingdom, he thought, then no boy must be allowed to live. He issued one of the most terrifying orders in history. Every newborn boy among the children of Israel was to be killed. Soldiers marched through neighborhoods. Homes were searched. Families hid their children. The cries of grieving mothers echoed through the streets. Every birth became a moment of fear. The children of Israel wondered, when will this suffering ever end? But Allah had already written a different future. A child is born. In one humble home, a woman was about to give birth. She was not a queen. She had no army. She possessed no wealth. Yet Allah had chosen her for an extraordinary mission. She gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. His tiny hands reached into the air. His gentle cries filled the room. She looked into her son's face with overwhelming love, but joy quickly turned into fear. If Pharaoh's soldiers found him, he would be killed. Every knock on the door made her heart race. Every sound outside filled her with anxiety. How could any mother protect her child from the soldiers of the most powerful king in Egypt? Then Allah inspired her heart with a promise unlike any other. Nurse him. But when you fear for his safety, place him into the river. Do not fear and do not grieve. We will return him to you and make him one of our messengers. These words filled her heart with hope. Nothing around her suggested safety. Yet Allah's promise is always true. The basket on the Nile. As the danger drew closer, Musa's mother carefully prepared a small basket. She wrapped her precious baby with love. Every movement carried both fear and hope. She walked quietly toward the river Nile. The water flowed peacefully beneath the morning sky. Holding the basket close to her chest, she kissed her baby one last time. No mother could imagine such a heartbreaking moment. But she trusted Allah more than she trusted her own fear. With trembling hands, she placed the basket upon the water. The gentle current carried it away. She watched until it became smaller and smaller, until she could no longer see it. Her heart ached, but deep inside, she remembered Allah's promise. Her son was never alone. Allah was watching over him every moment. Unknown to the soldiers and everyone along the river, Musa's older sister quietly followed from a distance. She never took her eyes off the basket. She trusted that Allah would guide her little brother to safety. By Allah's command, the basket drifted gently along the Nile until it hit the banks beside Pharaoh's palace, where members of Pharaoh's household discovered it. The king, who wanted every Israelite baby boy dead, was about to unknowingly raise the very child destined to challenge his throne. The palace of Pharaoh was unlike anything the poor Israelites had ever seen. Tall pillars stretched toward the sky. The walls glittered with gold and precious stones. Guards stood at every entrance. Servants hurried through magnificent halls. When the basket was opened, everyone fell silent. Inside lay a beautiful baby boy wrapped in soft cloth. At that very moment, Allah placed love for this child into the heart of Pharaoh's wife, Asiya. She gently lifted him into her arms. His innocent eyes looked toward her. Her heart overflowed with compassion. She knew she could not allow any harm to come to him. Just then, Pharaoh entered. The moment he realized the child was one of the Israelite boys, his face hardened.
He will be a comfort for me and for you.
This child cannot live.
Do not send him away. Perhaps he may benefit us, or we may adopt him as our son.
Without realizing it, Pharaoh agreed. The very king who had ordered the death of countless innocent boys had now welcomed one into his own palace. What Pharaoh believed was his own decision was, in reality, part of Allah's perfect plan. The child he feared most would now grow up beneath his own roof. A mother's broken heart. Far from the palace, Musa's mother waited anxiously. Every hour felt like an eternity. Had her baby survived? Was he safe? Or had Pharaoh's soldiers discovered him? Only Allah knew. Meanwhile, Musa's sister quietly watched everything from a distance. She saw the basket enter the palace. She hurried back to tell her mother. Yet her mother's heart could not rest. Allah had promised she would see her son again. But how? The baby refuses. Every nurse inside the palace, something unexpected happened. The servants searched for women to nurse the child. One after another came. But every time someone tried to feed him, the baby refused. The palace became worried. No matter who they brought, Musa would not drink. Days passed. No one understood why. But Allah had already planned the answer. The baby would accept only one woman, his own mother. Allah fulfills his promise. Seeing the confusion, Musa's sister quietly approached the palace servants. She said, "Shall I guide you to a family who will care for him faithfully?" The servants quickly informed Asiya. Without delay, Musa's mother was brought into the palace. Trying to hide her emotions, she gently took her baby into her arms. The moment she held him, he immediately began to nurse. Everyone was amazed. The palace believed they had simply found the perfect woman to care for the child. But Allah had fulfilled his promise exactly as he had said. Not only was Musa returned safely to his mother, she was even paid to care for her own son. Only Allah can turn fear into peace in such a beautiful way. Growing up in the palace, Years passed. Musa grew into a strong, wise, and honorable young man. Although he lived inside Pharaoh's palace, he never forgot the suffering of the children of Israel. He saw them working beneath the burning sun. He witnessed injustice wherever he went. Unlike Pharaoh and his officials, Musa's heart was filled with compassion. Allah blessed him with wisdom, strength, and a deep love for justice. But Allah was preparing him for a mission far greater than anyone could imagine. That how everything changed. One afternoon, Musa walked through the streets of Egypt. The city was unusually quiet. Suddenly, he heard shouting. Two men were fighting. One was from the children of Israel. The other was an Egyptian from Pharaoh's people. The Israelite recognized Musa and cried, "Help me!" Musa stepped forward, intending only to stop the fight. He struck the Egyptian, but the blow was stronger than he expected. The man fell to the ground and did not move again. Silence filled the street. Musa stared in shock. He had never intended for this to happen, his heart filled with regret. Immediately, he turned to Allah and prayed, "My Lord, indeed I have wronged myself, so forgive me." And Allah, the most merciful, forgave him. But Musa knew the consequences would be severe. Once Pharaoh learned what had happened, the palace that had once protected him would become the most dangerous place in Egypt. His peaceful life was about to disappear forever. Before the next sunrise, soldiers would be searching for him. Musa had no army, no wealth, no place to hide, only his trust in Allah. Ahead of him lay a long journey through the desert, a journey that would transform him from a man raised in a royal palace into one of the greatest prophets in history. News of the Egyptian's death spread quickly throughout the city. By morning, everyone was talking about what had happened. The palace guards began searching for the man responsible. Pharaoh was furious. The child he had raised in his own palace, the one he had trusted, was now accused of killing one of his people. Pharaoh wasted no time. He ordered his soldiers, "Find Musa. Bring him to me." Across Egypt, soldiers searched the streets. Every road was watched. Every gate was guarded. It seemed there was no escape. But Allah had already prepared a way. The man who came running. As Musa walked through the city, uncertain of what lay ahead, a man came running from the far side of town. He was out of breath. His face showed urgency and fear. He reached Musa and spoke in a hushed voice. "O Musa, the leaders are gathering to decide your fate. They are planning to kill you. Leave this city immediately. I truly wish you well." For a moment, everything became clear. The palace he had called home, the streets where he had grown up, would never be the same again. There was no time to gather belongings, no time to say goodbye. With complete trust in Allah, Musa left Egypt behind. A lonely journey through the desert. Before him stretched a vast wilderness. There were no guides, no companions, no maps. Only endless sand beneath his feet and the blazing sun above him. Every step carried him farther from the only home he had ever known. His feet became sore. His body grew weak from hunger and exhaustion. Yet his heart remained firm. As he walked alone through the desert, Musa turned to Allah for guidance. He prayed, "My Lord, guide me to the straight path." Every step he took was a step of faith. He did not know where he would sleep. He did not know where he would find food. He did not know what tomorrow would bring. But he knew Allah would never abandon him. Days later, after a long and difficult journey, Musa finally reached the land of Madian, the well of Madian. As Musa entered the town, he saw a large well. Many shepherds had gathered there with their flocks. The air was filled with voices as people watered their sheep. But standing away from the crowd were two young women. They waited patiently beside their flock. Their sheep remained thirsty. Musa noticed something was different. He approached them respectfully and asked, "Why are you standing apart?" The young women replied, "We cannot water our flock until the shepherds have finished. Our father is an old man and cannot come himself." Musa looked at the crowded well. He saw their patience. He saw their difficulty. Without asking for anything in return, he stepped forward to help. With the strength Allah had given him, Musa drew water from the well and watered their flock. The task that usually required several men was completed by one tired traveler. The two women thanked him sincerely before returning home. Musa asked for nothing. Not money, not food, not even recognition. He helped simply because it was the right thing to do. A prayer beneath the tree. After helping them, Musa walked away from the well. He found shade beneath a tree. His body was exhausted. He had no home, no family beside him, no food, no wealth. He had left everything behind. Yet even in that difficult moment, he did not complain. Instead, he raised his hands to Allah and prayed with complete humility. "My Lord, truly, I am in need of whatever good you choose to send down to me." It was a simple prayer, but it came from a sincere heart, and Allah never ignores the prayers of those who trust Him. Before the day was over, the answer to that prayer was already on its way. An unexpected invitation. Not long afterward, one of the two young women returned. She walked modestly toward Musa. With kindness, she said, "My father has invited you. He wishes to reward you for helping us water our flock." Musa stood up. For the first time since leaving Egypt, a door of hope had opened. He followed her to her father's home. He had no idea that this meeting would change his life forever. The frightened man who had fled Egypt with nothing was about to find safety, a family, and a future prepared by Allah. He had no idea that this meeting would change his life forever. The frightened man who had fled Egypt with nothing was about to find safety, a family, and a future prepared by Allah. Continue immediately with, "Sometimes the greatest blessings arrive when everything seems lost." Musa had left Egypt with no wealth, no shelter, no destination. Yet every step had been guided by Allah. What appeared to be the end of his journey was actually the beginning of a far greater mission. In Madian, Allah would prepare Musa for the responsibility of prophethood, but first, he would learn patience, humility, and complete reliance upon his Lord. Musa followed the young woman until they reached her father's home. The elderly man welcomed him with kindness and invited him to sit. After Musa had rested, he told the man everything that had happened in Egypt, how he had grown up in Pharaoh's palace, how he had accidentally caused the death of an Egyptian while trying to stop a fight, and how he had fled for his life. The elderly man listened carefully before comforting him with reassuring words. "Do not be afraid. You have escaped from the wrongdoing people." For the first time since leaving Egypt, Musa felt a sense of peace. Allah had answered the heartfelt prayer he had made beneath the tree. The lonely traveler who had arrived in Madian with nothing had now found safety. As they spoke, one of the man's daughters said respectfully, "Father, hire him. Indeed, the best person you can hire is one who is strong and trustworthy." The elderly man saw the honesty, strength, and good character of Musa. He then made him an offer that would change his life once again. He said, "I wish to marry one of my two daughters to you, on the condition that you work for me for 8 years. If you complete 10 years, that will be from your own generosity. I do not wish to make things difficult for you. If Allah wills, you will find me among the righteous." Musa gratefully accepted the offer and replied, "This is an agreement between me and you. Whichever of the two terms I complete, there will be no injustice toward me, and Allah is witness over what we say." Years passed peacefully in the land of Madian. Musa worked as a shepherd, caring for the flocks with patience and dedication. Life in the desert taught him lessons that no palace ever could. Every sunrise reminded him of Allah's mercy. Every difficult day strengthened his character. Allah was preparing him quietly for the greatest mission of his life. After completing his years of service, Musa gathered his family and began the long journey back toward Egypt. The road was lonely, and they traveled through the wilderness under the cover of night. As they crossed the desert near Mount Tur, the weather became cold and dark. Then, in the distance, Musa noticed a fire glowing on the mountainside. Turning to his family, he said, "Stay here. I have seen a fire. Perhaps I can bring you some news from it, or a burning branch, so that you may warm yourselves." Leaving his family behind, Musa walked toward the mysterious light. The closer he came, the more extraordinary the moment became. This was no ordinary fire. It burned brightly, yet it did not consume the tree. As Musa approached, Allah called to him from the blessed valley, "O Musa, indeed I am Allah, the Lord of all the worlds." At that moment, everything changed. The shepherd from Madian became a prophet chosen by Allah. Allah commanded Musa to throw down the staff he was holding. As soon as it touched the ground, it transformed into a great serpent, moving swiftly across the earth. Startled, Musa turned to flee. But Allah called to him, "Do not be afraid. Come back. You are among those who are safe." Musa obeyed. Then Allah commanded him to place his hand inside his cloak. When he brought it out again, it shone with a brilliant white light, not from sickness or harm, but as one of the signs of Allah. These two miracles would become clear proofs of Allah's power. Then Allah gave Musa the mission for which he had been prepared all his life. "Go to Pharaoh. Indeed, he has transgressed all bounds." The words were powerful. Musa was being commanded to return to the very man from whom he had fled years earlier. He was to stand before the most powerful ruler in the world and call him to worship Allah alone. Knowing the greatness of this responsibility, Musa turned to Allah in sincere prayer. "My Lord, expand my chest. Make my task easy for me. Loosen the knot from my tongue so that they may understand my speech. And appoint for me a helper from my family, my brother, Harun. Strengthen me through him and let him share in my mission." Allah accepted his prayer. Harun would become Musa's companion in prophethood, standing beside him as they delivered Allah's message to Pharaoh. The years of preparation were over. The moment history would remember forever had finally arrived. Musa and Harun would now return to Egypt, not as fugitives, but as messengers of Allah, carrying a message that no king, no army, and no empire could ever silence. Allah had now prepared Prophet Musa with two extraordinary miracles. His staff became a mighty serpent by Allah's command, and his hand shone with a brilliant light as another clear sign. But the greatest challenge was still ahead. Allah would soon command Musa to return to Egypt and stand before the mighty Pharaoh, the ruler who claimed to be a god. Would Pharaoh humble himself before the truth, or would he reject Allah's signs? In the next episode, we will witness one of the greatest confrontations in history. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 2. May Allah reward you for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.